What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is a channel where I give my nerd reviews on today's nerd news. Also give reviews on movies, and today's movie I'm giving a review on is The Upside. I'm saying The Upside because, that's pretty much what this movie is to me, because I went in because, if you guys didn't know, there's been a lot of talk and the critics haven't been the best, towards this movie, so I went in kind of with some low expectations. And the upside to that was, it was actually pretty good. If you guys don't know what The Upside is, this movie is a remake of, I believe, a 2011 foreign film, and this movie, or the story, is actually based on a true story of a man, and I'm gonna tell you what the storyline of this movie pretty much is. It is this guy, Phillip, who's super rich. Super rich. Could buy the Brooklyn Nets, but hey, at this point, who couldn't if you have a good amount of money? But yeah, so Phillip, he's a quadriplegic that's looking for an assistant, and Bryan Cranston is the one playing Phillip, and Dell is played by Kevin Hart. And Bryan Cranston's character, Phillip, he needs some assistance because he just needs someone to help him move and get around because he cannot move, quadriplegic. Dell's an out-of-work ex-con who is just trying to do a little bit better for himself and for his family, and he just applies to this position, and his Phillip's assistant, played by Nicole Kidman, she's a little iffy about this because there's a lot more people that are more qualified, but there's a connection that Phillip feels towards Dell, so he gives him a job. So this movie is pretty much the new age odd couple, I would say, because right off the bat, I love their chemistry. Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart, because a lot of these Kevin Hart movies, I'm a Kevin Hart fan, but a lot of them, the way he plays these characters is a little bit too much, a little bit too over animated, and all this stuff. Like he gets annoying. Like, I like him in a couple of things, Jumanji, yes, there's other movies, but like say the last movie with Tiffany Haddish, really disappointment. So Kevin Hart, he tends to be the annoying, over the top, super loud character, but he plays it pretty nice. Like, from the trailers, I was expecting a little bit more from him, and that's what he gave. If you guys come in this movie expecting Kevin Hart to be stupid, no, he's not stupid. The comedy actually fits. His comedy seems real. It's not like these super corny jokes. It's these things that the regular man in this other, like when these two worlds collide, you give your perspective. And that's one thing that Phillip loves about Dell. Dell just tells it how it is. He doesn't suck up to him. He doesn't treat him like he's someone special. He just does his job, and he treats him like a regular person. And that's why Bryan Cranston's character Phillip likes Dell. And I can see why. And I'm telling you, the banter between them two, I loved it. Like, you've seen a lot of these parts in the trailers, with the shaving. It's like, he was like, I look like, it's a porn star. Yeah, that was one of those funny moments. But one thing, they did show a really good moment, which I wish they really didn't, where, they're breaking all these things inside the room. That was a really strong moment in the movie, which I wish they didn't show it in the trailers. But regardless, it was still really good, really fun, and I enjoyed this movie. Like, I'm not even going to say just majority. Although my one little gripe about this movie is, me and these formulaic. Like, I could call what's gonna happen, and if you guys don't know, what usually happens with these movies is when people grow these bonds, at some point, in like almost every movie, people grow these bonds, at some point, someone does something stupid, and then they get really pissed off, and then they break apart, and then right before the end, someone does something to extend their hand, and then makes the other person feel better, and then they realize, you know what, you are better in my life, and then happily ever after. That's pretty much what this movie is. Even though I saw it coming and I could call it like a mile away, it still does not stop the fact that I enjoyed this movie, and it was really fun. I love Bryan Cranston, I love Nicole Kidman's character, and I love Kevin Hart in this movie. They're really fun. The dynamic between all of them are really good, and you would definitely like and enjoy this movie. Regardless, you don't have to see the one that came out in 2011. I went in this movie blind, and I was happy because I just enjoyed this movie. I didn't have nothing to compare it from, and if you guys haven't, most people haven't anyways, but if you haven't, definitely check this movie out. See it with your family, see it with your girlfriend, you can see it with your grandparents. This is just an overall good movie to take anybody to who just likes to have a nice fun moment, because there was a lot of fun laughing moments of this movie where I just found myself just chuckling and laughing a lot more. And I went into this movie probably like 20 minutes late, and I watched the rest of it later on, but this movie overall was a really good time, and it was worth the money, even though I got me my A-list, so it didn't really cost me nothing, but it would be worth the money regardless. So, if you guys want to know my grade for this movie, I'm going to give it a B plus. B plus, why? Because even though the movie did have that formulaic moments where you could see it, a lot of movies do this, so I'm not going to deduct too many points, but overall I definitely enjoyed this movie. Found myself laughing a whole lot more than I thought I would. And like I just liked the dynamic and the odd couple feel of this movie between Dale and Phillip. So if you, like I said, hopefully you guys take my recommendation, enjoy this movie, and check it out. So that's pretty much my review for The Upside. And if you guys want to see anything else, remember to like this video, put those notifications on, subscribe, check out my last movie review, and check out my playlist of movie reviews. And remember, I'm with Scrat. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next review.